Okay, so while everything didn't really quite go my way in terms of the NFL picks I made yesterday, I don't think I could have asked for a more exciting weekend. So I guess if I have a low, it's the fact that one of my picks was wrong. And actually, another low I have is last night my brother's wife took my nephews to church, but unlike last week, they didn't join us for dinner, so that kind of disappointed me a little bit. But you know what? It's fine. You know, they have their priorities to do, especially my youngest who has a very early bedtime. So yeah, I think what wound up happening is pretty good overall. I got to see them, and it was nice. It was very nice. I also helped. A part of my act of kindness was also helping my dad with ushering yesterday after the church. So yeah, it was a pretty good day overall. But man, I tell you what, if you were to tell me that the record for the largest comeback in NFL history would have happened yesterday, there's no way I believe you. Not even a little. And I remember, happy Sunday, everyone. And I remember yesterday afternoon, before I headed over to my folks' place to meet my dad, my mom was still under the weather, so she couldn't, so she didn't go out with us, which is, I mean, yeah, I'm sad, but, you know, she needs to rest. You know, let her do her thing. She felt better comparatively last night than she did Friday, so that's good. So things getting a little bit better. I'm thinking probably by like tonight, maybe early Monday, she'll be, I mean, not expecting 100%, but I'd say anywhere between 99 and 75%, or 75 and 99%, so something like that. She'll be fine. But anyway, so I leave my apartment yesterday. I leave here yesterday, and it's 36-7. What happened to the? What on earth happened? So I get back to my folks' place, and within the time it took me to get from here to my folks' place, which was about 15-20 minutes, the Vikings were behind by like only 15 points. And then they scored, making it 28-36. Now, before my father and I left for church, because remember, he had to usher, so we had to leave early. Number 39, the Vikings got like a 15-yard penalty or whatever, which really hurt the Vikings because it was a scoop and score, but it just wanted just being a scoop. But the guy got so mad, he did unsportsmanlike conduct, and that got like a 15-yard penalty. And because of that, the Vikings didn't score. And man, my father was livid. He was real livid. Like, at that point, we were both convinced that the Vikings were dead to rights. And fast forward to about halfway through church, when the priest was doing his homily. For those of you who don't know, homily during church is when the priest like sort of interprets what he believed that the meanings of the readings were and how you could apply that to your everyday life. Anyway, so during the homily, even though I shouldn't have done this, I checked my phone to see, okay, how bad did the Colts win? And it turned out the Vikings won in overtime, 39-36. At one point during the game yesterday, they were down 33-0. Down 33 points. To the Colts of all teams. The Colts. A team that, I'm not going to lie, for years, even before I started making these videos, I never thought they were remotely impressive. Even with Andrew Luck. Or Peyton Manning for that matter. And yet, they were actually beating arguable, I wouldn't say arguably, not one of the better, but definitely up there, one of the better teams in the NFC. I mean, my Cowboys beat the Vikings 40-3. Like, should I really have expected much else from them? So, somehow, some way, the Vikings wound up scoring 39 unanswered points, thus sealing this game as the greatest comeback in NFL history, regular season, playoff, or otherwise. I mean, originally went to the when Buffalo was losing to Houston in the Houston Oilers, back when they were the Oilers, and Frank Reich, the quarterback for the Bills, led them down. They were down by 32 points, and they wound up winning like 38-35 or something. And Jim Kelly was out, so Frank Reich had to do it. Frank Reich used to be the Colts head coach. I wonder how he would have handled this game, considering that I Jeff Saturday. Anyway, so yeah, this is unbelievable. And you know, my father actually commented on this shortly after we got home from dinner. We went to Sorge's after church right away. The greatest comeback in NFL history and the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history both happened in which the same guy was playing quarterback for both losing teams. Meaning Matt Ryan in both Super Bowl 51 and yesterday was actually, not to mention when they were like the Cowboys being like 45-51 after being down by like, I don't know, 4 touchdowns or whatever. Every single team that suffered like the greatest loss in their history, specifically the Falcons and the Colts, in regards to comeback, Matt Ryan was the quarterback on those teams. Look, I'm not saying Matt Ryan's a bad quarterback now. I mean, the guy's won an MVP. And a couple years later, he had like MVP caliber numbers, but their team didn't make the playoffs, so nobody noticed. This is back when he was on the Falcons. Someone actually commented how Jeff Saturday, the coach of the Colts, still has his job. And then I said, it's because the owner of the Colts is the second worst owner in the NFL, and it's not even close. This is the guy that was too stupid to give Andrew Luck a decent offensive line, and that drove him away. I'm pretty sure he also drove away Peyton Manning, too. The only reason why the owner of the Colts isn't considered the worst owner in the NFL is because he's not Dan Snyder, the guy who owns Washington. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth. So, we get home from church, and the game between the Browns and the Ravens, that was the thing I got wrong, because I picked the Ravens to win. Way to beat Browns. It didn't look like it was a pretty defensive game overall, like 13-3. But for one more week, you've kept your playoff hopes alive. There you go. And now we get to the Bills and the Dolphins. I'm not going to lie, that game was looking like it was a lot of touch and go. I mean, there was a good period of time where Buffalo had the upper hand. But then stupid penalties just showed up, and then Buffalo wound up on the losing end. I really legitimately thought that the Bills were going to lose. I'm not going to lie. But then I get back here, because I left like in the beginning of the fourth quarter. And as soon as I get back, the Bills won. So with that said, congratulations to both the Bills and the Vikings for clinching your playoff spots. You definitely earned them in a lot of ways. I had the Bills winning it all this year, so I'm very happy with that. As for the Vikings, as Kirk Cousins asked, I did like that. As for The Browns, congratulations. You somehow managed to keep your playoff hopes alive, which is great. Good for you. And I actually looked up what the score was on. For very obvious reasons, I didn't really pay attention to football this past Thursday, but the 49ers, they clinched their playoff spot too. So congratulations to the 49ers, the Bills, and the Vikings for all clinching your playoff spots. You guys earned it. There are players on all three of those teams I love. I have the Bills winning it all. This is good. This is real good. I'm happy with that. Speaking of being happy with stuff, and yeah, I know I picked the Ravens to win, but I'm kind of glad the Browns won. Considering all the trouble with Deshaun Watson and what the future of Cleveland was going to be, the fact that the Browns are still in the hunt, it's amazing. It is. Only time will tell if this win pays off dividends later, but we'll have to see. With that said, I have some NFL picks to make today. And that's why I'm wearing the jersey. And my computer mouse is over there. My computer mouse is over on, I'm not going with the tree. Okay, let's see. I have some NFL picks today, and so my picks are, let's see, the Eagles against the Bears. That's easy. I'm picking the Eagles. Lions and Jets. It really would be kind of funny if the Lions wound up winning this. You know what? The Lions are actually on a roll. Surprisingly, they're still in the hunt. So you know what? I'll throw the Lions a bone. No pun intended. So I'll pick the Lions over the Jets. Steelers and the Panthers. Panthers. Chiefs and Texans. Chiefs. The Falcons and the Saints. Gosh. I'll pick the Falcons. Cowboys, of course, I'm actually really worried about my Cowboys. I'm not going to lie. Jacksonville just completely destroyed the Titans, and the Titans are actually really good this year. But I'm still picking my Cowboys regardless. Cardinals and Broncos? Man, I don't know. Both teams are doing absolutely horrible right now. I'll tell you what. Just because the Cardinals are sans Kyler Murray, and even though Russell Wilson still is not the Russell Wilson Denver thought they were going to get, this should be a game that the Broncos should win. So I'll pick the Broncos over the Cardinals. The Patriots and the Raiders? The Patriots. Titans and Chargers? Ooh, that's tough. For whatever reason, I think I'm feeling the Chargers right now. Actually, no, never mind. Derrick Henry. I'm picking the Titans. Bengals and Buccaneers. Yeah. I think it's about time for Joe Burrow to rise to the occasion. I'm picking the Bengals over the Bucs. And tonight's game, rematch, Giants and Commanders. And they both have the same record. Whoever wins probably ain't making the play. Whoever loses probably isn't going to make the playoffs either. I have a lot of friends that bleed Giants blue. So you know what? Even though I actually almost picked the Giants to win last week against Philadelphia, but then I changed my mind at the last second. I'm not doing that here, though. You guys don't deserve that. So you know what? I'm picking the Giants over the Commanders. And those are my picks. So for today's picks, I have the Eagles, the Lions, the Panthers, the Chiefs, the Falcons, the Cowboys, the Broncos, the Patriots, the Titans, the Bengals, and the Giants. And those are all my NFL picks. There we go. that's really about it. Oh, actually, one thing I gotta say. Yesterday, I was actually kind of nervous because as we were leaving dinner, I started really getting like chilled. And keep in mind, some of this I bring on myself because I do tend to drink a lot of, water and soda at dinner, and it's all cold. So when I go outside, I'm like, seriously, when we got to my father's car, I was like shivering a lot. I really thought I was going to come down with like a fever or something, because that's usually what happens to me. Every time I get like chills, I get a fever later. But no, I feel fine. I feel pretty rejuvenated actually. I mean, between that and the fact this morning I took a cold shower, I'm, as Harry Potter would say, really excellent. So, yeah, looking forward to what the NFL brings today. Gonna see my folks a little bit later. Hopefully my mom is feeling better. That'd be great. And I'll talk about stuff tomorrow. So, I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on social media. As always, I am very humbled I made this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy it for me. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Did I do Happy Sunday this morning? Well, happy Sunday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk, the channel is going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always hit it back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. By the way, here's the thing. I was really worried I'd be cold today, so I decided to wear my long johns today. I'm actually wearing them underneath my shorts. I'll tell you what though, I'm actually really toasty right now. I don't even have the heat on, it's great. I mean, I'm probably gonna need to turn on the heat a little bit later, but right now, I'm feeling pretty good. See ya.